Seniors, please be seated. Good evening. On behalf of the North Central Charter Essential School Board of Trustees, the staff, families, and members of the class of 2014, I welcome you to our 11th commencement exercise on this, the 30th day of May. I would very much like to thank President Antonucci and the staff that are here tonight from Fitchburg State University. They've hosted this event for many years now, and they do a wonderful job, and we're so grateful for their support of this wonderful essential school here in Fitchburg. In the spirit of today's events and in the spirit of our Think Care Act mission, I'd like to make a request of all of you here tonight. I'd like to ask you to please refrain from excessively loud noises and especially air horns. There are certain members of our community who are particularly sensitive, and so if you could please refrain from any excessive cheering, I would appreciate it, and I know that that's very hard to do. We're very honored tonight to have Larry Casassa here representing Fitchburg Mayor Lisa Wong. Very pleased to see Mayor Milat in the audience, as he's been to every single one of this school's graduations, and we're so proud of his support. Thank you. We're also here tonight with us is Steve DiNatale. Thank you all for your support of this school and for your friendship to Fitchburg and everything you've done to make sure that this community has the resources it needs to thrive. Also on the stage with me tonight and the class of 2013 are some very important founders of our school. Mr. Peter Garbus is here tonight, our school's founding executive director. Miss Melanie Gallo is our founding school director. And of course, Miss May and Miss Doucette, our school principals. These founders are very important members of our community. In addition, Vice Chair of our board, William Harris, a grandfather of 2 graduates, one of whom is here tonight, Jason Brown, and a current student, is here to celebrate our school. And his commitment to our Board of Trustees over the last 6 years has been instrumental in our success at achieving a long-term home for the school. There are very many others here today in the audience who have sacrificed through their hard work, care, and support of the young people on this stage, and they've helped to make this celebration possible. To the families, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, and parents and grandparents, and whatever you call yourselves, family members of these incredible students, thank you for your support to get them here today. To our intrepid staff, our custodians, our food service team, our school nurse, our tech guy, our teachers, our guidance counselors, thank you for everything you do and have done to prepare and support these students as they head out into the world, thinking for themselves, caring about others, and taking creative and responsible action. Without all of you, this school and this moment would not be possible. Thank you. The commencement ceremonies at NCCES are distinct and personal, just like our school. This is a formal coming together of our community in celebration of the promise of these young people as they launch into adulthood. We focus on the graduates and celebrate these remarkable young people with love and with joy. Tonight, 11 students, that's right, 11, and 1 grandparent will share their commencement reflections with you. 6 years ago, most of these students on this stage chose our school at the very start of a dramatic change process. I don't know that they knew what they were getting into. Joining a new leadership team and a group of teachers focused on redefining expectations for what we believed students should know and be able to do at our school. We have been on an incredible journey together, And there have been so many lessons along the way, and all the while we've all worked so very hard to achieve our goals and establish our dreams. Yesterday at community meeting, Mr. Garbus awarded the Think Care Act Medal, the highest award given to a senior at graduation. This senior has demonstrated over time or through a single great act the qualities of our Think Care Act mission. What a gift it was yesterday to watch Adam Saldano take the stage to receive that medal. He was incredulous, clearly in disbelief. You see, Adam and so many of our students grow into the mission. It's kind of a process, figuring out what this Think Care Act thing means. He had, just like many of his colleagues in the class of 2013, and I'm sure his teachers and counselors can attest, had an epiphany. He woke up, probably, I think, at some point between his 9th grade summer school experience and the January of his 10th grade year. It might just have been a result of Mr. Bertoni's geometry class, as his math grades jumped pretty dramatically that year. In his time here at North Central Charter Essential School, Adam and every one of the graduates on this stage learned to do the work. Some of us took us a little longer to learn that lesson, but they learned it nonetheless. They turned their grades and their plans for their future around, much like what we've done as a school community in the past 6 years. Adam and our students took control of their destiny and made the critical changes in effort and belief that would allow them to become their best selves. Adam and our students chose action over inaction, and as a result, they stand ready to truly achieve their full potential as college students and Marines and Job Corps folks and all the other places you plan to go. You are ready. You've figured out how to do the work. You've learned so much here, and I am so proud of all that you've all accomplished. So what I'd like to do now is actually ask Adam and the class to stand. And I'd like every family member who's related to these students and all of the teachers to stand as well. Thank you all for exemplifying what it takes to head out into the world prepared for the future ahead of you, and thank you to this incredible community of leaders standing together with all of you to support this incredible achievement tonight. Okay, you can be seated. Thank you. So this wasn't easy for Adam or for any of us here today. It certainly hasn't been easy for staff and families. The changes we have weathered together these past 6 years, and most recently this year, have been challenging. In the time that the members of the class of 2013 have been here at North Central Charter, our world has literally been turned upside down with economic, cultural, and political conflict. Our core values as a country and as a community have been called into question. Right here at North Central Charter Essential School, our change process has been under scrutiny, and we have been working hard to rise to the challenge, making strategic moves to improve our curriculum, lengthen our school day, and hunker in financially in preparation for our new long-term home. Individually, we have all had our changes and battles to navigate. Today, we are here together to celebrate the successes of these graduates and the success of our school. It is a tremendous accomplishment and represents the incredible effort it takes to achieve a North Central Charter Essential School diploma. As you, the class of 2013, head out into the world tonight, it is my wish for you that you will continue to rise up to the challenge that change presents, and will continue to do the work it takes to realize your dreams for success. Thank you. And now I'd like to welcome to the stage Larry Casassa, the chairman of the North Central Charter Essential School Board of Trustees.
Thank you. It is once again my honor to preside over the commencement ceremony for the North Central Charter Essential School. As a member of the Board of Trustees for the past 5 years, I continue to be inspired and amazed at the character, dedication, and integrity of the many wonderful leaders of our school. On behalf of the entire board, we offer our thanks and our support to all of you, whose commitment to the simple yet profound principles of think, care, act, and whose willingness to do whatever it takes to provide the best possible education and environment for our students is so evident in today's graduating class. It is your dedication that inspires us to serve you as board members. With those thoughts in mind, I'd like to share the inspiring thoughts of someone you all know, Fitchburg's Mayor, Lisa Wong. Dear graduates, honored guests, family, and friends, I am sorry I'm not able to be here in person tonight to celebrate this wonderful achievement of so many bright young men and women who have worked so hard to get to this day. It has been such a pleasure to watch both the school and its students grow. To the graduating seniors tonight, I know your success has not come without support. The faculty and staff, from Director Stephanie Davalos and your principals, Tricia May and Carrie Doucette, to your teachers and board members, your parents and peers, and your mayor, we are all so proud of you and are honored to be part of your journey. Albert Einstein said, "Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school." Many of you have been together for many years at North Central, and now you will be heading on your separate path to college, the military, or career. But the education that North Central Charter Essential School provided you will be with you for the rest of your lives. Good luck to you and enjoy this night. You deserve it. Sincerely, Lisa A. Wong, Mayor of Fitchburg. And now I'd like to introduce the first of our student speakers, Kirsten Panuski.
Hello everyone, and thank you all for being here. Class of 2013, we have finally made it. Where has the time gone? 12 long years that consisted of hard, sad, happy, and amazing moments. We have lost friends, teachers, and the school building many of us grew up in, and our half-day Wednesdays many of us enjoyed. We also overcame many other obstacles. Now we are here, ready to graduate and to start our journey in the real world. While on your journey, I hope all of you take what you have learned through high school as something special. All of us on stage have proved to ourselves that we are ready to take on anything, because who would want to go back and go through high school again? I came to North Central Charter for my 8th grade year. And through my time here, I've not only learned about math, literature, or art, I have learned who I am and who I want to continue to be. You all have given me the chance to grow into the person I am today. I want to thank all the teachers for going above and beyond to help me. I'd like to personally thank Mr. Gahan and Mr. Prevost for always making me laugh, Mr. Dudley for helping me in my first year of high school and my last, Mrs. Lindsay for always giving me the help and guidance I needed, and Mrs. Brooks for saving me my favorite breakfast items. You all have made a difference in me and many of us up on this stage tonight. Last but not least, I want to thank my family and friends for supporting me and being there for me always. So class of 2013, I hope all of you realize how much you have accomplished. So be proud and remember to never give up. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce our next student speaker, Jesse Lawler.
I recall the first silent day I stepped into charter. Nobody knew me. I didn't know them, and quite frankly, nobody knew each other. At first, I wished that it would be that way the entire time, because I was completely terrified of everybody. I left a school filled with 71 kids in total, and 4 kids in my entire grade. I wasn't ready for any sort of public school, no matter how relatively small. Often when people would talk to me, I wouldn't know what to say, or I'd just shy away. But those first few weeks are a shallow blur of a memory now. Those moments are mostly forgotten. I'm glad they're forgotten, because to be honest, in the months that followed, charter began to work its own unique brand of magic of me. It's the magic of change. I am nowhere near the same person I was 6 years ago. And that's a pretty long time when you think about it. That's a third of my life. I've come a long way from hiding myself, being locked into my own shell, and having short hair. Yeah, my hair was short once. But I'm proud to stand here today as someone who isn't afraid to be himself anymore. But there's something that I'm far more proud of, which is the group of students you see right here. See, I'm an only child. I don't have any brothers or sisters. But that's not entirely true, because I go to meet these brothers and sisters every single day in the halls of charter. I wake up and they're practically the first people I talk to every single morning. It's pretty much been that way for the past 6 years. They're the people I always share my thoughts and perspectives with. And just like real brothers and sisters, they can make me angry or frustrated sometimes. But we'll always patch things up and move on. More than anything, charter has given me a unique sense of family. Teachers, well, are included, of course. I've had teachers that have stood with me not just as adults, but as mentors and as role models, too. And sadly, just like brothers and sisters, we all have to go our own way at some point and do what we want to do. The real charter's experience isn't a specific building or a teacher or a mission statement. It's finding your own place in a community of people trying to do exactly the same. I am going to miss getting into arguments over whether or not I broke Miss Spingler's phone in 7th grade. I'm going to miss Jaylene Tessier making me and everyone else lose the game. I'm going to miss getting through every single test, project, relationship, and challenge together. I'm going to miss spending every day with these wonderful people who have made me happier than I could have possibly imagined. Thank you. And now, I would like to introduce our next student speaker, Mr. Cody Graves.
Today, the first chapter of the book of our lives ends right here on this stage. The moment we turn our tassels in a matter of minutes, the second chapter is to begin. Today, any properly written story, Chapter 1 is only the beginning to a vast and daring adventure into the unknown. But I can be the first to say how eventful our first chapter was. For some, maybe all of us, the past 18 years has been like battling in both world wars while fighting Nicolas Cage and Chuck Norris on a moving train while atomic bombs are going off all at the same time. Think about that when you go to bed tonight. In any good story, Chapter 1 is the hook that grabs the reader that makes them want to read more. Today, our eventful 18 years has caught the attention of the reader. Question is, can you provide a good, hopefully even better, middle and end to the story of our lives? Now for your guys' prep talk. Class of 2013. Chances are, I'll never see most of you guys again. However, some of you I'll keep in contact with for the rest of my life. We all came to the school searching for a place that we are proud to call our high school. But now, the real world awaits. The competition is immense, and the stakes have never been higher to succeed. Our nation has an extraordinary debt, and the world we live in is just straight up depressing. But I have faith in you guys. You guys seem competent enough to make it. And with that, I give my final words of wisdom to you, to all of you. Never be afraid to be the best you can be. Follow your dreams, no matter how ridiculous they may seem. Be who you were born to be. Be the change you wish to see. Embrace who you are, and most importantly, embrace your ambition. Even if it means that making your mark in this world isn't worth it to society. But if that means letting your name or your creations live on for generations to come, then so be it. Acknowledgements? Friends and family, you guys all know who you are, and I love you all to death. Miss May and Miss Doucette for putting up with me for all these years. My advisors throughout the years, and of course my mentor, my teacher, and my inspiration, Mr. Villagomez. Welcome to the real world, guys. Make the most of it. Thank you. I would like to introduce our next student speaker, Erica Schufelt.
So I'm not usually very good at this kind of thing, but I've had my fair share of trials and tribulations in my 20 years of life. I wouldn't trade any of it for anything in the world, but I know I wouldn't be here if it weren't for some people. So first, I'd like to thank my mom and dad for having me, because I wouldn't be here without that, and for being there through thick and thin. You've helped me so much to become who I am and pushing me towards where I'm gonna be. And my family, you guys rock. Josh, thank you for being there and doing and participating in everything you do, through thick and thin. Mr. Montesian, thank you for always being there when I need to let off steam or take some space. And thank you, Mr. Bullock, for doing the same thing before Mr. Montesian. Mr. Jean Cola, thank you for dealing with me and pushing me forward since my first year here. I know I was kinda hard to deal with in the beginning, but thank you, Mr. Dudley. I don't think I'd be on this stage if it weren't for you, because you pushed all of us so far. So now, I'm finally off to start my new chapter, attending Moore Park Community College in California to study zookeeping. So here goes nothing. And now, I would like to introduce our next student speaker, Troy Worthley.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know, my name is Troy Worthley. I've been at Charter for 5 years, and I can't tell you guys how awesome it's been. So when I was looking for inspiration to give this speech today, I came across one that was spoken by a teacher named David McCullen, and I kind of borrowed some of his ideas. So I wanted to give this speech today to tell my graduating class one thing. You are not special. For your whole life, you have been told by your parents, friends, and teachers that you are special. But I'm telling you, you have been lied to. We have all graduated, we've all finished high school, but let's be honest with ourselves. There are 3.1 million other students just like us who are graduating this year alone, and millions more that have graduated before us and that will graduate after. We are each just one drop in a rainstorm. We are all replaceable. Just look to your left. There's 6 next year seniors who will do exactly what we did next year. For every skill we have or think we have, there's someone out there who can do it even better than us. And then there's another person that can do it better than them. There's someone out there who had the same exact excuses as you. There was someone out there who had to deal with the same things you had to deal with, whether it was the annoying teacher or the class that just didn't make any sense. So when you think about it, we're all not that special, and the odds are against us. But hey, who doesn't like a challenge? Now, I'm not saying all this to dishearten you or make you feel less proud of your achievements. I'm saying this to open your eyes. Guys, we're about to go out into the real world. We're going to college, the workforce, or the military. There won't be someone there to hold our hands or pick us up when we fall. We'll be on our own. We're the ones who have to make sure to make ourselves stand out. So when you have to make that choice to get up in the morning to get to your job on time or sleep in, or study for exam, or slack off, I hope you make the right decisions. But on a more positive note, I can't wait to see you guys in the future and see how high you've all climbed. Because I know we're all capable of doing great things. There was no other class I would have rather graduated than you guys. We had some good experiences and some good times. We've left our mark on high school. Now let's go leave our marks on the world. Thank you. And one more thing. Dad, I did it. And I'd like to introduce our next student speaker, Mr. Dana Parcell, Jr.
Thank you. In my opinion, the greatest thing North Central has going for it is the teachers. These teachers are amazing and will always do everything they can to make sure that you pass. I remember this year when I gave up on math, a course I used to excel in, Mr. Dudley didn't give up on me. He kept telling me, don't just give up, keep at it, keep trying. And with his help, I did keep at it, and I did pass, and that's why I'm standing here. In addition to being incredibly helpful, these teachers are just as awesome as some of the students. Every teacher in the school that I've had has made me laugh. Like Mr. T telling us to use the phrase, including but not limited to, whenever possible, because it's just fun to say. And it's just fun to say, try it, including but not limited to. It's astounding that this school can have teachers that are cool enough to help organize a safe and appropriate senior prank, or help you create a Relay for Life team last minute, or anything else you're really passionate about. These teachers love to help their students grow as people and community members. I love this school because the school gave me the people I'm able to call my friends. These include, but are not limited to, young people, old people, loud kids, quiet kids, jocks, nerds, drama geeks, people of every shape and size, who are all amazing in their own way. North Central is so great for being able to create a hate-free school. In other schools, some kids would not be friends with you if you are odd or out of the ordinary, or of any kind of quirk at all that excludes you from their clique. Well, that's the thing. In charter, we have no cliques. Because some of the nerdy kids are the jocks, are the drama geeks, are the class clowns. At charter, you don't really get labeled. Or at least you get labeled so much the labels don't even matter anymore. Charter kids learn to stop looking at labels and start looking at another person for who they are, and not what they do for fun or who they hang out with. The bottom line is that we're all pretty much friends. Now, at the end of all these years at Charter, I understand why, when I came to Charter, the students had made this family tree where they basically said that they loved each other so much, they might as well be family. I love all these people, and you guys out there know I will definitely come back and visit you next year. Thank you. I would like to introduce our next student speaker, Stephanie Baldassari.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us at our graduation on this wonderful evening. This year was a tough one, but it was also great. We've all had our ups and downs, but we made it. And now that we're finally graduating, I just have to say one thing. I want to scream and shout and let it all out because we did it. Here's to completing our senior year, you guys. I know I'm going to miss all of you, especially my first period ceramics class. My good friend Alicia and I fight about almost anything. Alicia always yells at me for rushing through my ceramics assignments. Good thing I never listened to her and put too much glaze on my projects, so I ruined some of Miss Clark's shelves in her kiln. Now I owe her $500. I also owe Mr. Dudley $500, but I'm not sure why. I think he's just trying to scam some money out of his students, although he claims it's a restocking fee. Now we're going off to college? Great. But now who is going to yell at me and tell me to stop when I'm doing something wrong or saying stupid things? I still can't believe how far we've come. Remember all of those years when we never thought we'd get out of here? Well, it looks like our time here is up and our lives are just beginning. So let's make the most of these moments and never forget them. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce our next student speaker, Trevor Quenville.
North Central has brought out my interests and abilities in a way that I had never thought possible. It's a wonderful school, and honestly, the only regret that I have now that I'm graduating is that I'd waited so long to get into it. In fact, for those of you who don't know, this is only my second year here. But those 2 years were better than I had ever thought possible, and I feel as though I'd be doing a disservice to not express how good the school has been for me. 2 years ago, I sat in this very auditorium during the graduation speeches. The way that the students talked about the school and the strong sense of community completely blew me away. I'd been having some difficulties in school, and what the charter graduates were saying spoke to me in a way that I could only express by turning to my mother and saying, "Mom, you gotta get me in this school." 2 months later, there I was, a part of the NCCES community. It was such a different world to me, and by my senior year, by graduation, I'm a completely different person. The community worked together in such a way that everybody grew as a result, and my big goal of a nomination to the Air Force Academy was realized. With that in mind, thank you. And with that in my pocket, I'm moving on to UMass Lowell, and I have a real chance of being appointed someday. And all of that was thanks to my switch to NCCES. 2 years ago, I never thought I'd be where I am today, accepted to every college with a good chance for the Air Force Academy, and for the first time, a real group of friends. So if there's anyone out there in a similar place I was, nervous about the future, unsure about their success, I urge you, make the switch. It's the best decision you'll ever make. I know it was for me. Thank you, Ms. May, Ms. Davalos, my friends, Dudley. You all changed my life. Thank you. And now, I would like to introduce our next student speaker, Samantha Whalen.
Hello, everyone. Graduation is finally here. We made it through all the stress of senior year, of senior project. It has been 6 years since I first walked through the halls of NCCES. Personally, these 6 years, while at times stressful, have been the best of my life so far. I remember my first day at Charter. I remember coming to the school believing that it was a new beginning, that things would be different here. Charter was, and still is, different. It has taught me so much about myself and about the future. There were times when I didn't want to stay here because I didn't always like how the school was changing. In the end, though, I stayed because this was like my home. I remember taking geometry with Mr. Bertoni for the first half of 10th grade. I hated math with a passion, but his quirky, fun, and effective ways of teaching gave me a new positive appreciation for math. Now I can go into life knowing that even if I don't like something, I can appreciate it and its importance. The friendships that I've made here have also changed me. My friends have taught me to accept who I am and to believe in myself. They stuck with me through every stressful situation. One friend in particular, Sonia Aviles, has proven to be a true friend. We've disagreed on many things since 7th grade, but we always use those disagreements to grow and strengthen our friendship. This tells me that we will remain good friends for many years to come. Now that high school is done, we have our entire lives ahead of us. We have the chance to meet new people, experience new things, and live our lives how we want to. Some of us know where we are going, others have an idea, and still others have absolutely no clue where life will take them. One thing that we all have in common, though, is that we will all walk away with our diploma and move on to bigger and better things. Today, we are symbolically crossing a bridge to a new chapter in our lives. High school is behind us, with many new experiences in our future ahead. Congratulations to the NCCES graduating class of 2013. We did it. May I introduce our next student speaker, Kirsten Lordy.
Hello, I am Kirsten, and I have attended North Central for 6 long years. Throughout those years, I have met some wonderful lifelong friends, some goofballs, some geniuses, and a whole lot more really interesting people. Most of these people, the class of 2013, have been with me from the start, where we were all in 7th grade and we were slowly figuring out the flow of high school, but we did this together. The most important thing about the people you grow up with is that they aid you in the formation of the type of person that you want to be, and this has been my experience with the members of the class of 2013. My aha moment occurred late in my junior year when I came across the expression, "Be yourself, because those who matter won't mind, and those who mind won't matter." This expression helped me iron out the kinks in many things that I was feeling, and made me realize that some things need to be taken at face value, like the derivative of trigonometric functions. I decided to stop being who people wanted me to be, and just be myself, to focus on more important things, like my future and college. The students and staff members who have helped me to do just that. A wise woman once told me that people lay bricks in the foundations of our hearts and fill it in ways that will never go away, and that we are the sum of these parts. I would like to thank each and every student and staff member for setting examples of who I want myself to be. And thank you, and to the class of 2013, we have finally done it. And now, let me introduce our final student speaker, Serena Contois.
Hello, teachers, family, and classmates of 2013. My name is Serena Contois. My senior year has been the most wonderful and memorable of all my years in school. We've come so far in the past few years. We've endured good times and bad, but we've gone through it together. It's amazing how much we have all changed in the last few years. It seems like yesterday we were just walking the halls of NCCES, and that none of us knew each other quite yet. We still are somewhat unsure of ourselves and apprehensive about what our future holds for us. But now we are going off into our futures, and we are all well prepared thanks to NCCES. Our senior project was good and hard experience to go through, for sure. It was stressful, but I learned many valuable skills that will help me in the future. I know I made friends for life here. Allison and Maddie will always be my friends no matter where we will end up. I just want to thank my teachers, friends, and family for all that you have done. You've helped me through a lot. Thank you so much for your support. May I introduce our next guest speaker, Representative Stephen DiNatale.
Executive Director Davalos, Principals May and Doucette, teachers, family and friends, but most importantly, seniors, the graduating class of 2013. The North Central Charter Essential School challenged you to reach your full potential and you met that challenge. You have finished your basic education, and today you stand here on the precipice of your future. The education you received at NCCES now serves as the platform to launch you into your futures. Some of you will go on to college. Others will go straight into the workforce and the armed services, but each of you will travel your own path. No matter where you go or what you do, there will be challenges ahead. Each of you must meet those challenges straight on. It's not enough to simply try to get by in life. You must try to excel in everything you do. Strive for excellence in every task, large and small. Although it may not be easy to see, but your individual successes benefit society as a whole, because when you succeed, you lighten the burden on your fellow man. When you succeed, you are in a position to give rather than take. You have the power to succeed and to reach your dreams. The future is truly in your hands. Congratulations and best of luck in the future.
I'd now like to introduce the NCCES chorus, led by Ms. Allison Cordio.
Thank you, North Central Charter Essential School Chorus. That was wonderful. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. William Harris, the Vice Chair of the North Central Charter Essential Board of Trustees.
Good evening. I'm proud to be here tonight sharing your special time. I'm very, very proud to be a part of this school community. I want to tell you why I'm here. I'm here because my granddaughter Katie enrolled here the year the school opened. The building wasn't ready when the school started. School was held in a camp and then a hotel, while the building in the old shoe factory was being readied. I heard all of Katie's stories, and I knew talking to Katie that she was getting a good education. I realized that a few visionary people had started this school to make a difference in education. I still marvel at this every day when I think about it. Katie's cousin Jason enrolled here. Jason found fertile soil here and blossomed just as Katie did. Jason was involved in trying to make sure the school would be strong and endure for future students. He asked me if I would volunteer to help get the school a permanent home to ensure that the school would continue to make a difference. While working with all the dedicated people here to help get the school a permanent home, I realized that what is special about this school is not the building, but the total school community and the principles that are taught here. You worked very hard to be here tonight, and you learned a lot of things. You probably will forget some of these things, but don't ever forget, think, care, and act. Those will serve you well. If you misstep on life's journey, remember that you learned here how to make it right and move forward. And I know you all also learned here that it takes courage to grow up and be who you really are. I want you to think of your diploma as a foundation stone that you have laid to build your successful life on. Follow your passion, whatever it is, and be determined that you can and will make a big difference. And now the moment we have all been waiting for, a presentation of our diplomas. Miss May, I turn the podium over to you.
Ready? You ready? Back row, would you please rise? Salsabil Imena Al-Aziz. Catherine Rose Alden. Sonia Alexandria Aviles. Stephanie May Baldassare. Jennifer Lynn Barrett. Devin James Barsamian. Mackenzie Logan Brennan. Jasenia Luz Cabrera. Kyle Michael Colley. Serena Gabrielle Contois. Adam James Cunningham. Camilla Stephanie Davila. Paul William Felton. Owen Samuel Farrell. Allison Lacey Gates. Cody James Graves. Ryan William Hamlin. Alicia Lee Harrington. Andre Howard Harrison. Jesse Aaron Lawler. Stephanie Blaise LeBlanc. And Victoria Lynn LeBlanc, who may or may not be here in her wheelchair. Mom's coming. Mom, yay! Thank you, Mom. Brandon Michael LeClaire. Kirsten Elizabeth Lorty. Janelis Luna. Madison Ray McDonald. Daniel Richard Murphy. Murphy Jane Page. Kirsten Nicole Punuski. Dana James Purcell Jr. Trevor James Quenneville. Angelo Juice Ramos Jr. Paige Jocelyn Roy. Lindsay Patricia Russo. Adam C. Saldana, Jr. Nathan Michael Shepard. Erica Ross Schufelt. Gregory Thomas Smith. Roman Thomas Sweeney. Neka Leslie Taylor. Jaylene Michelle Tessier. Samantha Marie Whalen. Kiana Michelle Whitfield. And Troy Robert Worthley.
I would now like to introduce Camilla Davila for the turning of the tassels.
Okay. At this time, I would like to ask the class of 2013 to please rise. Join me by turning your tassel from left to right to signify that we are now graduates. Now I would like to introduce our principal, Miss May.
So I have closing notes, which always comes in the form of a letter to you. 4 minutes. Dear NCCES 2013 graduates, last week I was in Nurse Payne's office and Ms. Tarantino sprang in looking very cheerful. With excitement in her voice, she said about the class of 2013, "This class is really amazing. They just don't give up. They are scrappy." Scrappy. In my world, that's about the biggest compliment one can receive. Now, when I was young, I was often asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, and not once did I respond, "I want to be scrappy." But that changed for me about 25 years ago. I was applying to graduate school here at Fitchburg State University and had asked a supervisor for a letter of recommendation. She gave me a copy of the letter, and I remember the thrill of reading about myself. And then in the very last paragraph were the words that would change my life forever. It read, "Trisha May is resourceful." I knew in that moment that resourceful was not only what I wanted to be, but who I wanted to be. The official definition of the word resourceful is having the ability to find quick and clever ways to overcome difficulties. The word scrappy is synonymous with resourceful. Scrappy's just a little cooler and edgier, which is why I'm resourceful, you're scrappy. Please allow me to make 4 quick points about what is required in order for you all to move forward with scrappy or resourceful on your resume of life. Point number 1, being resourceful will require you to always be open to new learning. Truly scrappy people understand that some of the greatest ideas and solutions come from the most unexpected sources. Point number 2, being resourceful is a two-way street. When someone else has served as a resource for you, you need to say something like, "Thank you for your help." Please remember that I am here if there is any way that I may one day be helpful to you. And in that moment, you become the resource on call. Every time you accept an offer of help from someone, you honor that individual's worth. And every time you offer help to another, you honor your own. And point number 3, remember where you came from. That you were raised in a public charter school during an era of enormous educational reform, in very difficult economic times, in a city led by some of the most industrious and resourceful leaders you'll ever meet. And lastly, point number 4, resourcefulness is not the same as seeking resources. Anyone can reach out hoping that whatever is needed is within arm's reach. People who are resourceful, people who are scrappy, believe that everything they need already exists inside them. In closing, I'd like to note this. If I wrote a book about your lives, your stories, all that you have overcome and all that you have achieved, readers would not believe my words. Readers would say, "This can't all be true." And I would reply, but it is. You don't know these young people. They are amazing. They are resilient and resourceful. Graduates, I am in awe of your fortitude, your courage, and your persistence. Remember that you are loved. Please go make the world better. Thank you. In closing, this is important. The families of the class of 2014 and the NCCES PTO now invite you to share in celebration and refreshments with a reception in the FSU Dining Hall, which is located 1 block south over North Street. Our juniors will assist in directing you there. Will the class of 2013 please rise for your recessional? Hit it, Joel.
Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back question. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.